excited for today's video. I'm going to be reading mystery slash thriller books, which right now is the middle of October, so I think it's the perfect time to read these. And they're also books that I've just kind of been putting off for some reason, so I'm really excited to just get to them, get them read, and have a good time. Also, if you want to keep up with my reading in like real time of like the books that I'm reading and the ratings and all that, feel free to check out my Goodreads. I do my best to keep it as updated as I can, and I've been doing a good job so far. Anyways, I'm excited to at least get 3 of these books read. So the first one that I'm looking forward to is The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. I think this one is actually on Kindle Unlimited as well, so it's a huge advantage because I have a toddler. Sometimes Kindle is my saving grace when it comes to reading, so really excited to pick this one up, and I think I'm gonna pick this one up first actually. The next book that I'm excited to read for this video is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This is one that I've been putting off for a long time now. I actually picked this one up like last year if I'm not mistaken, and I just didn't get past chapter 2. It was not like the book's fault, it was just I was just not in the mood for it. So I'm excited to pick this one up and hopefully maybe even finish the series before the end of the year. I also want to watch the Netflix series, but I'm telling myself to not watch it until you read the series because I think it's going to be a different type of experience. So yeah, I'm excited to get to this one. And the last book that I want to read for this video is The Lost by Natasha Preston. She is more of like a YA mystery thriller type author. I read The Island by her. It was actually the first book that I read from Natasha Preston, and I really enjoyed it. The ending, I'm still kind of like deciding if it was a good ending or not. It was a very shocking ending, I will say. I don't know if it's gonna be a trend with her books, if she's gonna continue doing endings like that one. This book is basically about these teenagers that just continue to disappear in this town, and nobody really thinks much about it because people just assume they're like runaways, but another person just like vanishes again. So we have the main character kind of like trying to figure out what's happening because she does think there's something more like dark happening than just like runaways just disappearing. Really excited for all of these. Like I said, it is the middle of October, so I think it's the perfect time to pick these up. Let me know if you read any of these. I think I'm gonna start with The Housemaid by Freida McFadden, and let me know if the hype is worth it because this book has been very hyped up on like Book Talk. I'm kind of nervous but also excited. It's been like 2 days since I've updated the vlog, but I have been reading. I'm currently on chapter 15, which is about 25% of the way through. I've mainly been reading it on my Kindle because it is on Kindle Unlimited, so that has been very helpful. So far, we're going to introduce to like the main characters. The main character, Millie, is looking for a new job. So she's being hired to be like a housekeeper for like this family. But the thing is that not everything is as it seems, or at least what Millie expected when she got the job. What I've loved so far about this book is the writing, because the writing style is very descriptive. It literally feels like I'm there with the characters and experiencing what she's experiencing, like the main character, Millie. There's been situations that have happened that it's very frustrating and upsetting, and I'm literally catching myself feeling the way that she is, of like confused but like also very frustrated with what's going on. I'm not like hooked just yet because I have fallen asleep like 2 times trying to read it, but I am invested. Like I just want to know what's going on because there's so many different things that are happening, and I just need to know like what happens and how kind of like the story unfolds. So I'm hoping to read more of it tonight and hopefully get to like about the 50% mark or more. Good morning, it is the next day. Last night I managed to get to the 50% mark of The Housemaid. I went to bed around like midnight reading this book, and honestly I would have kept going and reading, but I have quite a day ahead of me today, so I did want to get somewhat of a good night's sleep and go to bed at a reasonable hour. Remember when I said I wasn't like hooked before? Well, now I am very interested. I am loving it. I need to know what's going on and what's going to happen. I'm basically gonna be home all day, so I'm honestly just want to binge read these. I'm probably gonna read it mostly on my Kindle because I'm gonna be with my toddler all day today by myself, so I think it's going to be a Kindle day today. And in terms of the plans of like after I finish this one, with the hopes that I finish it today, I think I want to pick up Good Girl's Guides to Murder after. I'm not sure if this is the route I want to go or if I want to pick up the other one, but this is the one that's like in the forefront of my mind to pick up next, so we'll see. Also, I haven't taken like a lot of B-roll so far for this video. I've just been very focused on reading reading because it's almost the end of October and I want to be able to post this video up before the month ends. Let me know if you're watching videos, like if you do enjoy b-rolls or if you're just more of like, just tell me what you're reading, let's talk about the books together. Like, what's your vibe? Like, do you prefer more b-roll than like talking footage, or do you prefer to have like a chatty type vlog instead of like a lot of b-roll and music in the background? I don't know, I feel like for me personally, I prefer both. Anyways, I'm gonna get some breakfast and hopefully get some more reading done. All right, so I made it to part 2 of the book because I guess the book is divided like by parts. I think it's like only part 1 and part 2. It's very interesting so far because it's like throwing me off a little bit from what I thought was happening. I'm trying not to spoil anything in case you haven't read it, but like I had an inkling as to like what was going on in like the whole plot and all that, but then I started reading part 2 and I was like, wait, what's happening? So that's pretty exciting. I like that, again, with Freida McFadden, like it's just like something that I love about Freida McFadden is that you don't really know what you could get like the more you get into the story, and then like you start getting an idea of what could be happening or what is going to happen, but then a new chapter or a new part comes up and it's like, oh crap, like that's not really, like I was not expecting that. And that's kind of like how I am a little bit, and not too much because again I had an inkling that this could be another potential of like the plot situation. But yeah, I'm excited to continue reading. I'm like almost 60% of the way through, so I don't know, I guess I'll give you an update if something like crazy happens, or maybe like by the end of the book if I do finish it. I finished The Housemaid and oh my god, what a read. This is my third, I believe, Freida McFadden book, and it's absolutely my favorite so far by her. The emotional roller coaster this book put me through, and not like in the sense of like crying or whatever, but more in the sense of like I started the book, I was feeling hopeful, then as the book progressed I was like getting irritated and frustrated with the things that were happening, and then we get this like character and like he's like really sweet and whatnot, so I'm like, oh my god, you know, all lovey-dovey whatever, and then we get to like the plot twist and it's like I went through an emotional roller coaster for sure, and I loved every second of it. I could not have predicted the twists and turns that Freida McFadden put in this book, and I feel like that's how psychological thriller should be written, where it's not a lot of like twists and turns here and there, but like one big twist, like one big plot twist of like everything, and your world's like upside down and you're like, what the heck is going on? I don't know what else to believe, what's true, what's not true. For me, that's one of the best psychological thrillers of how they could be written, and just when they're executed that way, they're just great. And then here comes the ending, just leaving us kind of like, oh, okay, well then I guess I must pick up the second book in this series. I'm excited to pick up the second book. I'm not gonna do it for this video, but maybe later on I'll probably pick it up. I will say I'm not like too eager to pick it up and read it, but I know that I do want to potentially read it before the year ends, so we'll see. Then last night I started The Lost by Natasha Preston. I've only read like 1.5 chapters, so I'm not really too far into it. I'm not really buying what I'm being sold just yet, if you know what I mean. Like I'm just not really in it right now, and I don't know if it's the book or that I'm just came from this like super high read with Freida McFadden and The Housemaid, and now we're going to this one. It's a little bit more slower pace and like starting a new book. I don't know what it is, but right now I'm just not like sold on it, so we'll see. I'll probably continue reading during my lunch break and see if I can make some more progress. I think I'm going to DNF this one. I don't know for sure just yet. I'm just not really feeling it. I'm on chapter 8, which is pretty much like around the 50-page mark, and I don't know if it's the writing style that's just not like grabbing me, or like just the plot in itself. I've just fallen asleep trying to read it multiple times, and I don't even get past more than 2 to 3 pages without wanting to like just pick something else. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna start a Good Girls Guides to Murder and put this one on hold for now. We'll see if I pick it up again by the end of this video, but now I'm gonna put all my focus on a Good Girls Guides to Murder. I'm also very motivated because there is a Netflix series, so I really want to watch that, but I do want to at least read the first book first. I've heard amazing things about this book and the series overall, so yeah, I'm really excited. I'm gonna start it hopefully during my lunch break, if not by tonight, and I'll just give you an update once I make some progress. Oh my god, I don't think I updated this vlog since I started a Good Girls Guides to Murder. Ever since that last clip, I started it, and I've literally been binge reading it because I've been enjoying it so much. It's exactly what I was looking for in terms of like the YA mystery thriller genre, because like I said in the previous one that I was reading, The Lost by Natasha Preston, it just felt a little bit too YA. I think that's what was happening. Like the writing just felt very childish, or like I was reading about 13 and 14-year-olds rather than like 16, 17-year-olds or even 18-year-olds. Going back to this one though, I am enjoying it so much. I'm chapter 19, which is page 171, so maybe like around the 40% mark. I love the writing style. I love the mixed media that we have when reading this book. We have like interviews that the main character does. We have like a little bit of like police type like documents and all that. And I'm also loving the characters. Like I love the main characters and her perseverance, and like she's just so smart. I think I'm getting to the point of the book where it's starting to feel a little bit more high stakes because she has uncovered so many different things, and like now she has like this whole list of potential suspects that she's trying to figure out. And what's fun is that I think this all started for her as like this like class project, like trying to figure out what happened in this case. But now that she's getting like closer to uncovering the actual truth of it all, it's like she's really invested and I'm invested with her. Like I need to continue reading. I just cannot wait to find out. I mean, hopefully it's a trilogy, so I'm hoping that I find out who did what in this book. I don't know if it ends in a cliffhanger or whatever, but I'm really hoping it doesn't. But yeah, anyways, right now I'm watching a movie. I just wanted to come in here real quick and give an update because my toddler finally fell asleep, so I thought it was time to give y'all an update, especially since I didn't give one ever since starting the book. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go finish watching the movie, and then depending how my toddler is today, I may do some more reading. I finished A Good Girl Guides to Murder and I loved it. Before I go into like my final thoughts about the book, I'm gonna wrap the video up here. So let's do a quick recap of the books that I read. Starting with The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I loved this book. I ended up giving it 5 stars. I loved the pacing, the story, the characters. Like it was just very interesting. It felt like a Frida McFadden book, which if you read books by her before, you know there's always like a twist at the end, or in this case it was more towards like the middle, which was even crazier because for me I was just like going through the plot and the story, and then I was like bracing myself for like the end to have like this huge plot twist, and then we literally got it at the middle of the book. So if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. I do want to pick up the second book, however I've heard that this one is the best one out of the 3 books, so we'll see how that goes. Then I picked up The Lost by Natasha Preston. As you can see, I still have my bookmark on it. I ended up DNFing this one. I just honestly wasn't feeling it, and I was gonna see if before the end of this video I was going to like pick it up and maybe read some more and see if it like gets better or not, but I just don't see myself gravitating towards picking it up, so I'm just not going to. It's basically a mystery YA and these teenagers that go missing, and everyone says, oh, they're just runaways, but then we have these 2 main characters and they're trying to figure out like what's happening, because in their minds they're just like, there's no way that these are runaways. But then we find out that there's like a game involved. It has an interesting plot. I think what my problem was is that it read a little bit too YA, which is fine. Some people like enjoy that, but I just wasn't like connecting with it. It just wasn't my cup of tea. So in the end, I ended up DNFing it. And the last book that I was able to finish was A Good Girl's Guides to Murder by Holly Jackson. It was exactly what I was looking for a YA mystery thriller. I ended up giving this one 4.5 stars. It read more mature and more like closer to an adult. That's what I liked most about this one, that it literally read like more maturely and like an adult mystery thriller. I also really loved the characters. I loved the movement and the pace of the book too. It didn't move too fast, but it didn't move too slow. Like every single thing moved just perfectly, and like the way that we were giving like the clues and like what was happening, it was done in a very smart way. Basically, we have this girl named Pip, and she is a senior, and for her senior class project, she decides to do like a little investigation of what happened in the town. Now that I finished it, I'm excited to to look up the Netflix series about it because I've heard great things about it, so I'm really excited about that. I think the second one, it's mainly like a podcast type situation, so I'm not really sure what that's about. I try not to read about what the other books are about because I don't want to like spoil anything for me in general, but yes, I'm excited to continue the rest of the series. These were all the books that I was able to read for this video. Let me know if you read any of them. I do have more Natasha Preston books that I'm really looking forward to getting into. I really did love The Island by her, so that's why I picked up a few more of hers. This one just wasn't giving what I was looking for. I'm gonna end the vlog here. If you made it this far, leave a comment with the pin emoji. Also, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Yeah, that's gonna be it. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.
You don't need to be Prince Charming to me. I just need this to